Hello, hello, hello. It's another beautiful day, and you're watching MinaTV. This is the ABS show. Welcome back to the channel. Before we go on to today's topics, make sure to subscribe to our channel, and when you are done, go on Instagram and follow us on the ABS show. It's at the ABS show, one word, at the ABS show. Yeah, so let's dig right into it. All right, so first topic. A Florida man by the name of Dedrick Williams has been arrested over the fatal shooting of rapper XXXtentacion's murder.
Good.
Did you guys hear the story? Mm-hmm. All right, so it was all over the blogs that rapper XXXtentacion was murdered in Florida. I think it was in Florida, Miami, Florida, somewhere. Dedrick was arrested this past week. He is 22 years old and was arrested in connection of the murder. So what do you guys think about this story?
I have goosebumps just you talking about it. That's why I have on black. It was just really, really sad. It was like his death is so sad. And what makes it even more sad is that he battled with depression for most of his life. He was suicidal for most of his life. And as soon as like he kind of sort of figured it out, you know, like he was like recovering and like he was being positive. And then someone else took his life.
So,
Odera, are you familiar with him?
Barely. I've seen the name. You know, most of the times I saw the name, it was about him getting in trouble for one thing or the other. So it was really shocking to hear when he got shot. I don't like the gun violence culture in this country. It's very upsetting. It's very upsetting that people can't just, you know, beef normally and let it be. I'm not talking to you situation. Why do guns have to get involved? And young children, basically, it's only 20, have to die. That's about what I think about that.
Well, when this news happened over the murder case, whatever the case might be, it got a lot of mixed reactions, right? So a lot of people were like, oh, why do we feel bad that he's dead? Because he had such a bad past. And I think we even texted and you was like, oh, I feel sad. And I wasn't. I didn't feel any type of way because I knew about his past. I knew that he was very violent. He was arrested in possession of firearms. He resisted arrest. He also beat up his baby mother. He also had a case in jail when he threatened to crack the skull of a gay man's head. Like he has, and for me, the hip hop industry on its own has this nasty habit of rewarding male abusive rappers. Like it seems to be a thing. So for me, I'm not promoting gun violence, but when somebody dies, right, we have to really make sure that I don't want to come off like a mean person, but I don't.
But does that validate his being murdered?
No, it doesn't. That's not what I'm saying. But
yeah.
I'm because of the murder, I don't want to forget that. I don't want to say that he's a great person.
Things, right.
You know, he was a great person.
Here's how I feel about that. We all come from different backgrounds. So your background and your environment makes you who you are. So, and on top of that, he was really, really young. You know, I'm not making any excuses for him, but when you're a regular African-American black man born and raised in this country, or let's say you came here like at 1 or 2 and you were really raised American style in Florida, it's different. Like all they know there is like gang banging, drugs, like, and I'm not saying that it's okay, but we kind of also have to look at all aspects of it.
So at what point do you grow up then?
And he had just grew up. In terms of him beating up his girlfriend, in terms of me, I don't know what's true and what's not, because there are videos on YouTube that say that allegedly he didn't beat her up, that she lied about being pregnant, she got jumped and blamed him. Again, I don't know what's true, what's not. We didn't get to see the trial because unfortunately he died. But the same girl was literally at his vigil crying, devastated, which kind of is like, I'm not saying be happy that your abuser died, but it kind of made me think, okay, did he really abuse her for her to go as far as she did, crying on social media? I'm not one to judge. I just really, truly feel he went through a lot in his life. And I really could relate to his music. His music was really good, like Sad, like is one of my favorite songs, like before he died. Yeah. So I like the music part.
Am I still allowed then to feel the way I feel, or to say that this guy did bad, or just because he's dead, I'm not supposed to say that? Or
no, you're supposed to say that, but the fact that he did a lot of bad should not take away the transformation that he was undergoing. Should not take away the talent that he has, because this dude was really talented. If you listen to his music, he was really impacting people. And his music gave him a voice. And as soon as he realized that his music was giving him a voice, he was changing for good. If he was really still doing the bad things that he used to do before he started becoming popular music-wise and impacting the youth negatively, we would say, this guy is not a good mentor. Well, I'm not saying he should be a mentor for anybody.
Well, apparently he probably still doing bad stuff, because according to page 6, this guy, Dedrick, the person that was arrested, who shot him, posted on Instagram 2 days after that and said, "Don't piss me off. You will never know what's next." So there was something going on between both of them, and that resulted in that, according to page 6.
So according to the mixed feelings, I do want to share 2 things. I saw those mixed feelings. Everybody was on social media. I think even Jidena put up a post that he can't believe there are people that are not even feeling sorry for this young kid, that's not a reason why we should promote gun violence or promote the death of anybody, no matter who they were when they were alive. But there were two very special tweets that I saw about this, arguing both sides. One said, if you say that, then why was everybody excited when Hitler died? If you say that just because a bad person died, we're supposed to, then nobody...
Osama bin Laden.
Hitler never repented. He wasn't changing for good.
I mean, you don't know that. He was hidden in a bunker. He was hiding for his life. You don't know what penance he was taking there. You don't know what he prayed
for. You don't know.
Exactly. You don't know what he wanted, especially since he was on the run.
He should have showed the world that he had repented.
I mean, everybody was really trying to arrest him, so he didn't really have that luxury. That's one side, right? Then on the other side, somebody posted up and said, at 23, Maya Angelou was a prostitute, and Malcolm X wasn't Malcolm X yet. He went to jail for a crime. So if we judge somebody based on what they were doing when they were young, is it really? So there are 2 sides. I just wanted to share that.
But I'm just surprised at the way they quickly caught the guy who shot him, and we're still looking for who killed Tupac.
You know, the camera system are better now, I guess. I don't know.
I'm glad that you brought up Tupac, because this guy's death kind of reminded me of Tupac. What I did like about this guy was the fact that he showed what most kids his age are going through in 2018. They're all depressed, taking drugs, that social media life, girls are posting naked. You have 16-year-old girls posting nudes on Instagram because they want to belong, you know.
Attention.
And this guy showed it. He didn't lie about his depression. He showed it, and then he also showed his recovery, and then started being very, very positive. He was like every day encouraging positivity. He was messaging other rappers. Even that other crazy rapper 6ix9ine shared his DM with him where he was giving 6ix9ine great advice that 6ix9ine never even responded to, you know. So I like
and
that.
He wanted to do a charity event the weekend before he was
for
killed.
the same community. For the same community that he was trying to help in the same community.
All right, so before we move on to the next topic, I just have to say that Dedrick is now in jail with no bail, and for me, it's sad on both ends because he's a father of 2. So for me,
also 2 black lives are ruined.
Exactly.
2 black men's lives have been ruined.
But that's because of his bad decisions. As a father,
the family,
the Dedrick, right?
No, it's all together.
And he actually
because when he went to court, they found out that you have other
kids,
other issues as well.
And he actually planned it because the camera shows him first driving by and then seeing X and then leaving and then coming back and waiting for X to leave the shop.
Wow.
So it's premeditated.
So rest in peace, XXX, and we have to move on to the next topic. Yazzie.
The next topic is
Kanye West.
No.
So you don't even like me again. You just jump in like that.
It's Timani. I'm
that's
sorry.
why I just kind of looked at
the next topic is very serious too.
Because I don't want to talk about that man, but we're going to talk about him. Go on.
The next topic is our very own, the President of the United States of America, President Donald Trump, forcefully signed an executive order to stop the separation of illegal immigrants from their kids at the borders. Forcefully. I'm going to use that word because he actually didn't want to sign it. He wanted them to wait for the Senate to pass a bill, and then if the bill is passed, whatever they decide goes. But a lot of kids were being separated at the border, at the Mexican border, right? Arizona-Mexican border, and the videos were very depressing. Kids were crying. They were separated from their parents. His wife, Melania, was trying to show that she cared, which we don't really know if she actually did care because she went to visit some of the kids recently, and she was wearing a very controversial jacket. At the back of the jacket was written, "You think I care? Do I really care?
I don't really care." Something like that. It was
so
a Zara jacket
people were like, "Why would you wear such a very controversial jacket and you're going for something as important as that. Is that wardrobe malfunction?
Listen, for me, I wasn't surprised at all with the kids being ripped out from their families. According to Donald Trump's ex-wife, Donald Trump is not really like kids compassion when it comes
Doesn't
to
like kids.
Even his own kids, he really wasn't there for them when they were babies.
Wow.
He's more there financially, according to his ex-wife. So I wasn't surprised at all. This was so sad to see these kids in cages, and the nerve of some of these Republicans saying that, oh, they should get over it because it looks like it's a summer camp. That's what one person said.
They were sleeping on the floor.
They
Sitting
called
on
it
the
a summer
floor
camp.
crying. Yes, they called it. They said, "Oh, it's okay. It's like summer camp." And some guy also said, "Oh, womp womp" to the story. Like they were telling the story about how these kids were treated, and one of the Republican men said, "Womp womp." It's like the whole administration. I don't know what's wrong with them. Obama did the same thing though. Obama did the same thing without separating the children from their mothers. So it can be done. It can be done. So I don't know why this man doesn't want to do it. This Time magazine is perfect.
I
think it's genius.
Funny enough, it's not even just
tolerance.
the politicians. I saw a bunch of reports online. People took screenshots of this post on Facebook, and the comments under it, they were like, "Yeah, keep the animals in cages. Yes, why are those bars not even electrocuted? Why should they be allowed? Why should they be allowed to touch it? Blah blah." Like. There were a lot of horrible comments from so many people on the issue that actually support what is happening. So the Republicans are the least of our problems.
I'm not surprised because the way the Americans feel about foreigners has not changed. The only thing is that we get to see a lot of it in media these days. So it's nothing new to them. But what I don't understand is that, fine, there's something called illegal entry into a country through the border. And you must have a reason. When you are caught and you get in illegally, you can either apply for asylum based on
and
the
that's
reason.
what they were trying to
based on
do.
the reason why you're leaving your country, and then it's left for the government to decide whether or not you should be granted asylum or not. But them making a zero tolerance policy and just separating them and trying to deport them is wrong. It's not even under the law.
And the nerve of them to use a Bible, though. I don't know if you guys saw that. Some of them were using the Bible, saying that, oh, the land needs to be protected.
From what?
How about the same Bible that said, love thy neighbor as yourself?
Even Sarah Sanders in a press conference, a bunch of reporters were so emotional about this, and she said that, well, the Bible says that laws should be upheld.
Yes.
And they were like, really, you're coming here to talk about the Bible? What happened to compassion?
Yes.
Listen, all I know is how can you separate toddlers, babies from their mothers, illegal or not? This is so disturbing. I feel like it's even bigger than what we're seeing. I don't care what anyone says. This is a planned strategy, and we really need to be careful. Like, talking about it on social media and all that stuff is not going to do anything. They have planned things. Like, I don't know what, but it makes no sense. Like, how evil, how mean could you be to separate? I get it. Take the men away, but the kids, or even let's say you want to do kids 12, 13, I get that. Like, they're a little bit older, whatever. But the babies and the toddlers from their mothers, how cruel can you be?
Yeah.
And for millennia to wear that jacket, I don't think that, like, it's planned. It's a strategy. That's it. It's really all just a sick plan, all of this. Like, what are they doing with the kids? That's what you have to realize. Like, and even though now they said that they're going to bring them back together, do you really think that you can find every single mother for like all 2,000 kids?
They're not even
when they're not even documented. The kids don't even
them?
have ID. I really wonder the real reason behind them taking these kids.
So it's so funny that you should mention that, because somebody still brought up, and it's so funny that so many of the things that are happening now, people keep comparing it to World War II and Hitler. Somebody mentioned that when World War II was starting to go down, Jews were being kept in prisons under false sorts of false pretenses that they called laws. So you're now keeping, it's almost very, very resembling a concentration camp. Why are you keeping them there?
That's exactly what I thought, but I just didn't want to compare it because that was really severe.
Extreme.
But when I saw it, that was the first thing that I thought of too, was it reminded me of what I've seen in the movies and in the history books, what was going on in the concentration camps. That's exactly like tens. They had them
and really thank God for the media, because if it wasn't for the media, we wouldn't have seen this, the face, because you have to put a face on it. You know, you can say, oh, they are separating the kids, but once they start taking pictures like this, you see it, you put a face on it, things will happen.
Funny you should mention the media. So somebody, I think it's Fox News actually, they actually said that this is false, that the liberals, that the liberals are
disgusting.
No, not even child actors. They said that this particular kid on the cover, that the dad came out and said that, oh, that's not what happened, that he's even angry at the mom for trying to go to the border because she went to look for work, that the girl was not separated, and it's fake news.
Listen, this
Fox,
is America.
Right?
This is your America.
Fox,
all right, we got to move on to the next topic. Yazzie.
So the next topic is also a little emotional. Kanye West cried at Virgil Aboah's first Louis Vuitton show in Milan Fashion Week.
So tell us more. Who's Virgil Aboah?
We spoke about him here. He's actually originally from Ghanaian descendant, and he was appointed as like the creative director behind Louis Vuitton, which was a big deal. We celebrated it here. So he had like his first, show.
We have a picture of it?
Yeah, we should have a picture. Actually, we might have a video of the crying section too.
Okay. The crying section, I like that.
At the fashion show. Like, it was emotional. Listen, I was tearing up. Like,
you
I was
too?
like, wait, is this a woman that I see crying? Or I was like, I thought Kanye
I
had
want to
like...
see this video. So let's see the video, and when we come back, we can continue the discussion.
Yes, so that was the video. I actually, I actually liked it a little bit because I think it's time that we recognize that men do have emotions as well, and that it is okay for a man to express his emotion. There is absolutely nothing wrong with it at all. Virgil has been through a lot. Like he started out as Kanye's intern, so he's literally Kanye's protege. So I'm pretty sure Kanye is very proud to see him now doing such huge and amazing things for Louis Vuitton. And listen, shout out to our black entertainers. They came through. Rihanna, Naomi Campbell, everyone was there. You know what I mean? And I really love that they came through supporting him. If they didn't have on Louis Vuitton, they had on Off-White, which is also Virgil's label. So kudos to him.
Kudos to you, Virgil. I think this is awesome for you to... I can imagine how much work goes into planning such a huge fashion show. All eyes are on you. This is your first time. It's like, I can imagine that. So kudos to you. I think you did a great job.
You deserve all your accolades.
I don't understand the emotions, and who you are sharing the emotions with is the problem I have. Kanye West and Virgil, are you fucking? Because listen. What? Listen, I'm just asking because that type of emotion is the type of emotion you go home to your wife.
But they've known each other for years.
He's very proud of him.
Protege.
But I said that type of emotion is when you go back to your wife and then you cry and then your wife will massage you.
Speaking of wife, is he married? Does he have a family?
Yes, he's married to a white lady called Susan. They've been married since 2009.
Me too.
They have kids?
Virgil?
Yeah,
Nice. So
I
does he have
I
kids?
didn't see anything about kids, but I know that he is married. I haven't seen anything about kids.
So you guys didn't see anything weird with that? All crying and wailing?
But I understand the emotion there as a man. I cried just now. Sometimes when you see someone that really believes in you and invests their energy, their time, their money, their words,
I understand a little tear here and there.
In you. But you don't determine how people break out emotionally.
I just did.
You don't determine how people react emotionally.
I just did,
because he saw Kanye and he's like, oh man, this is the man.
But you know what?
you know?
Actually, when you watch the video, it looks like Virgil was overwhelmed with emotions, period, as he
Even
was
before he
walking
got to
down.
Kanye.
Before he got to Kanye. So when he got to Kanye, that was probably just it. Like,
So as he was walking, all those beautiful girls standing in the front row.
Where was his wife?
Where was the wife?
Charlie.
Hello, if
Charlie.
you're married to fabulous white lady, where's your wife?
Charlie, listen.
And I agree with Charlie, because even when Kim was trying to console Kanye, Kanye wasn't having it. He's like, oh, this is a different moment.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Look at this, your theory. I don't understand this, your theory.
But look,
Association of
Charlie,
Married
look,
Men.
you're into fashion. Imagine you make it years down, you make it, and you're doing your first fashion show.
And you see
Naomi
Timani.
Campbell is there.
No, it's
Yes.
different.
You know what I'm
Timani
saying?
is different.
Rihanna's there.
Yes, I'll walk
Travis
past
Scott,
all of them
Kylie
and go
Jenner,
hug my mom.
Kim Kardashian.
I'll walk past
No.
all
The point I'm
of them.
making is he was very overwhelmed. Like Skepta was a model. Like this
Skepta
is
was
a
a model.
major deal. This is a huge
I
big
said
deal.
all of that. I said all of that. I gave him his props. The only issue I have is all over somebody else's man. That's it. All right, we can say whatever we
You know
want.
what else was really funny about this too?
What?
You know Rihanna used to date Travis Scott, right?
Yeah.
And Rihanna
Oh.
was there sitting right across from Travis Scott and Kylie Jenner. I was like, oh my God, Holly weird. I wonder how that felt like.
There was a meme about it too.
Yeah, like she was sitting right across. She was sitting next to Travis Scott, and then no, she was sitting next to ASAP Rocky.
Yeah.
Rihanna was sitting next to ASAP Rocky, right across from Kylie and Travis. I was like, ooh, I wonder how that went.
I wonder. But can we say congratulations to Virgil?
Yes.
1, 2,
Yeah.
3.
Yes,
Congratulations.
Let's say that again. Congratulations, Virgil. Good job, good job. All right, so we're going to move on to the next topic.
Yeah.
Adara, what's going
Yeah,
on?
so Chris Pratt, I love Chris Pratt. Chris Pratt received
Who is Chris Pratt?
Chris Pratt is an American actor. He was formerly married to Anna Faris. He's from what's the name of that movie?
Oh, I know him. I know this guy.
Jurassic
He's in
Park.
great movies.
Jurassic Park.
Yeah, I just
exactly.
didn't know his name. I know him.
So he received the MTV Generation Award, and he gave 9 lessons. You know, as a generational icon, he gave 9 lessons of how to live a better life for millennials, directed at millennials. Some of the points he included: there is a God that loves you, and prayer is key. And the internet went wild, you know,
Why?
because religion is not a big thing that you see a lot of big stars talking about. Everybody
America.
tries to be politically correct and not talk about it. But not only did he say like number 2, number 2 or number 3, number 6 was God is real, God loves you, and
Really?
and then number 8 was learn to pray, it helps, you know. So he emphasized it wasn't just about there's God, you know.
quick
He
one there.
actually told them God loves you, He's real, and he told them to pray.
How do you feel about it?
I loved it. I was very warmed about it because I think, like what Yazzie was talking about, that this generation is very depressed. I think some of the solution for a lot of depression is finding God. If you find an inner peace, if you find the peace in the higher power,
A spiritual connection. You need to be in tune with it.
It can really help your whatever depression you're going through. Like I said before, I think the whole depression and suicide thing is demonic. So if you get close to God, I feel that's what this generation is
to give
missing.
you a reason to want to live and value your life.
That deep-rooted spiritual connection that's going to keep you grounded and keep you sane.
Happy.
Because life is crazy. The world is crazy. When all these things are going around and you're not believing in one thing that you can be sure of as solid. So if this big actor is letting people know that, and then it also tells, you know, speaks to his story of his come up, you know, letting people know that he didn't get here alone.
Yeah.
You know, he didn't get here by his own accord. Okay, his talent got him so far, but there's a higher power that he believed in that has sustained him.
I love this because, let me tell you something. For him to say, believe in God and, you know,
Prayer
pray,
is key.
for me, it can be a lot of things. It doesn't have to be Jesus, or it's like whatever God that you choose to believe
Exactly.
in, just keep holding on to that. Hold on to that faith. Pray to whatever God that you believe in, and everything is possible. I love him. I watched Jurassic Park yesterday. Such a great actor, and he's just an awesome person, and I think he definitely deserves life, you know, millennial
Generation
award.
Award,
Yes,
yeah.
definitely.
My favorite was number 4, which was when giving a dog medicine, put it in a hamburger, you'll never notice it. Listen,
Wow.
that was such an amazing quote
Smart.
because he's not being literal. Like, he's not really talking about
a dog.
Yeah.
Obviously.
You get what I mean? Yeah, but that was my favorite. It was, I really liked that he put that in there.
After the God and Learn to Pray, I think I really like the last one. He's like, nobody is perfect. And I think in this age of social media and keeping up with the Joneses and the Kardashians and everybody is striving for this perfection. And it's driving them crazy because you have to realize nothing is perfect. Nothing is absolute. So I think that was a good message for the millennials.
You didn't get a mixed reaction though, because I'm really surprised that you were saying that everybody was on board with it. Because when it comes to award ceremonies and also like the Super Bowl, people don't like to mix God and politics in it. So
that's
really
why
surprised.
she was impressed that he actually mentioned it.
Yeah, that's why I was impressed about it. So that's the thing. There was no mixed reaction. Why? Because for the first time, I think actually I heard Fox reporting that thank goodness all these liberal actors didn't come on stage to talk about Trump or drop an F-bomb.
Yes.
They talk about something deep. So, for this one, everybody was on board. He wasn't promoting any particular religion. He wasn't, at the end of the day, he can still relate prayer to meditation. So he didn't say anything, but everybody was happy that it wasn't a negative message.
And I definitely agree with that. And I think that's what we need to start doing. We need to stop talking about our current administration so much, giving them so much credit, and we should not be told. We need to focus on things like this so that we can actually, have a youth generate people that won't be like that.
Exactly.
Awesome. All right, so then you have it. We spoke about XXXtentacion, President Trump, Kanye West, and also Chris Pratt. Let us know in the comments your thought on these topics. As always, we love you for watching. This is MinaTV. You are watching the ABS show. Bye.
Thanks for watching. And if you liked this episode, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. See you next time.